love comedy shows. The first time I had sex, I was a teenager. My parents, they were busy in Sunday afternoon in a comedy show. Big night for your kids. They've introduced me as Hélio, but my name is Hélio Ricardo Pitombo Borges Johannes da Silva Puto Chocolate. You can call me Pipi. As you can tell by my accent that I'm not from here. I'm from Tasmania. I'm actually half Brazilian, half Italian. Brazilian from my mother's side and Italian from my father's best friend's side. As an immigrant, I noticed something. I noticed something that the immigrants, and when you meet each other, when you meet another immigrant, I think it's the same conversations as the two prisoners. Yeah, like this. The first time you meet an immigrant, you ask, how long you been here? Is anybody from your family already visit you? Is anybody looking to your papers? Do you miss the food? So I think it's kind of the same conversation the prisoners have, right? So what else I have for you guys? Sometimes I worry about the voice in my head. You know that voice who come in our head sometimes, yeah, the voice. And I was checking, I was reading an article and they say, don't let this voice control you because my voice is a little bit cuckoo, right? So, and they say, give a name to the voice. Give a name to the voice, and then you talk to the voice like you are the boss. You are in control. So I told that to my wife. I said, look, I read that article. You need to give a name to your voice. And then she said, I know a name for your voice. Christopher. Name it. Say, Christopher looks a little bit sinister, right? Christopher. Because another day I was walking and then I saw a pigeon and an old lady, and I said, you know what? Christopher came to my mind and said, kick this pigeon in this head of this old lady. I said, no, Christopher, this is Sunday afternoon. No. Yeah. You guys have the voice as well, crazy voice. Name your voice, name your voice. Sydney very multicultural. Sydney very multicultural. Let's check it out here in the audience. Make some noise if you're from New Zealand. Woo. What about UK? Anybody from UK? Oh, UK. What about United States? Ooh. These three countries, they have something in common. I got deported from all of them. I'm here under witness protection program. What about these people that come to your house and say, could you please lock the dog? I see some dogs around, very cute. They say, could you lock the dog because I'm allergic to dogs? Have you seen these people come to your house, lock the dog because I'm allergic to dogs? I always say, look, actually the dog is the owner of the house. He just let me stay here with him. Because I don't go to your place and say, look, could you lock your grandma in the room? Because I'm allergic to old people. Yeah. So in my first week here in Sydney, I ended up in a gay nightclub. I found out it was a gay nightclub after I kissed the third guy. It's a gay nightclub here. The first two, they had the same mustache as my Aunt Dolores from Brazil. You know the old ladies in Brazil? They're bushy. Like Brazilian Amazon. And so I grew up with my grandfather. My grandfather was Italian and he used to speak Italian dialect. He used to talk to me a lot. And very wise man, very ahead of his time. And he was a composer. Now he's decomposing. He used to tell me, Hélio, o peito do pé do pai do Pedro é preto e ninho de mafagafinhos, mafagafudos, mafagafudô será. So, those words stay with me my entire life. I just don't know what it means. So I have a full-time job. I just do this here for fun because I'm actually rich, so I just come here and do it for fun. So in my full-time job, can you imagine in the meetings, I always I don't understand anything. Lots of people talking at the same time. I don't understand at all. And so I'm always apprehensive if they're gonna look at me and say, Elio, can you take notes for us? But I already realized something to do in case that I don't understand, like when they look at me like expecting to say something. So I always say, guys, I think we need to find the balance. Whatever they're talking about, I always say, I think we need to find the balance. And then looks like I know what I'm doing, right? Yeah. Any questions? Oh. Are you okay? Is anybody okay? So, talking about dogs, lots of scam here in Sydney. Sometimes you get the message like you need to change your email password or you need to do something. Can you click here? You forgot to pay something. So this week I had to change my email password. So I had to change my dog's name. It was a hard conversation with the dog. I say, Mitch, come here, that's important. Papa got hacked. You have a new name now, it's Boots_123 exclamation point. Don't look at me like this, I had to put a special character. And recently, Facebook congratulations my wife and I as a 1 year of friendship. We are 5 years married. So I guess Facebook knows a lot about my marriage, right? Yeah. So we have amazing comedians coming for you guys to see. I hope you had a good time and thank you very much. My name is Elio and see you later.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. Are you having a good time? Fantastic. Before I start, I really just want to share something really important with you. I suffer from quite a serious medical condition. It's quite debilitating. It makes me feel unseen and unheard, and it's really an invisible disease. It's called middle child syndrome. Sadly, I have the most serious type. It actually has a specific medical Latin name. It's called non-genius imperfecta. And this is when the middle child, me, is unfortunately born right in between two genius siblings. Wasn't I, Mum? In kindy, my teacher, Mrs. Thompson, you know what she wrote in my report card? She wrote, Emma cannot walk in a straight line. And I know this because my mum sent me a picture of that report card the other day. So evidently I zigzag everywhere I go. But I want to thank Mrs. Thompson because she gave me my first free dose of body shame. Thank you. When my 3 daughters were born, I was adamant that they were not going to get free body shaming in school like me. So I sent them to private school. I did. So I could pay for it, because you get what you pay for. Okay? And you know that private school body shaming is the very best type. Things got better for me. Recently, my career really took off. And I got my first leadership position. Thank you. I didn't choose leadership. Leadership chose me. And I was appointed as Year 5 Library Monitor, 1989, baby. While the popular girls were in dance rehearsal, I was learning how to catalogue books with the Dewey Decimal System and enforcing the rules, okay? If your book was overdue, you were going to hear about it from me. This role, it gave me a lust for power, for policies, and pencil sharpeners, that electric type that all the teachers had on their desk and never let you use. Love that. After that role, there was only one viable career path left for me, and I took it. HR manager. Yep. And for 25 years, I have been squeezing the toxicity out of your workplace, one policy at a time. You're welcome. Cupcakes. That's the other reason I'm in HR. HR always have cupcakes for Harmony Day, for International Women's Day, for Bring Your Cousin to Work Day. Did you know that the Journal of Workplace Wellness, Wellbeing and Restorative Justice has reported that cupcakes can actually break down systemic discrimination and boost morale by 0.3% per year? They can, right? It's documented now. That means, by my calculation, we are exactly 84,312 cupcakes away from closing the gender pay gap. Yes, we are. Recently, I won a Diversity and Inclusion Award at work. Thank you. I actually added a new event into our calendar of inclusion activities in honour of International Day of the Middle Child. However, there were complaints, and I've been stripped of my award because I forgot to order the vegan cupcakes. I would like to formally apologise to the vegan community. You are not the same as the gluten intolerant people. You are much louder. And the gluten intolerant people always bring their own rice crackers everywhere they go. My kids, my three girls, they're gifted. They're really bright. We had them tested. And the results show that they know everything except how to do their own homework. Yeah, you know who's doing that. So, school cracked down on me for using ChatGPT to do their homework. Far out. Homework's such a scam. My kids, my three daughters, they don't call me mum. They call me Linda from HR. My husband has been married to Linda for 25 years. And he's been on a performance improvement plan for that long. He has. Last week, I gave him a new KPI, a stretch assignment, a development goal. I sent him to Woolies to buy miso and gochujang paste. Guess what happened? He panicked and he went to Bunnings. He said I set him up to fail. Hey, don't feel bad for him. He's clapped back now. You know what he's done? He's formed his own union. It's called HR Husbands United. And they meet at Bunnings every Saturday. It's a real sausage fest. My daughter, my middle one, she got so angry with me a couple of weeks ago. She said I ruined her relationship with her new boyfriend. That's what she said. I thought it was because I accidentally let slip that I still cut the crusts off her Nutella sandwiches. No, it wasn't that. I asked him to sit a 45-minute competency-based interview, psychometric testing, and criminal background check. He refused, so I sacked him. Mission accomplished. Yeah. My daughter's still not talking to me. But that's fine. She can lodge a grievance. She can meet me at the Fair Work Commission. Or she can move out. All three options are available in my policy. But hey, don't feel bad for the boyfriend. Looks like he's back. There he is. Gabe, I'm watching you. Yeah, so don't feel bad for him. Looks like he's back. You know why? Because he signed up with HR Husbands United. So, my husband can lodge that grievance for him. My husband can also meet me at the Fair Work Commission, or he can move out. Because all three options are available in my policy. Finally, before I go, I just want to say that I really do wish my mum was here tonight to see me fulfill my potential. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it because she's at the opera house watching my brother's piano recital. Thank you. You've been great.
Thanks so much for being here. You know, life's tough being an Asian woman driver. Yeah, no matter where I go. Even in Asia. Like, not too long ago, I was back in the motherland, Korea. Decided to hire a car and drive there for the first time. And, you know, I thought, oh, I'm going to take it easy. I don't know the roads. As soon as I hit the road, big gotcha, which means get out of the way. Not too long after that, I'm in San Francisco. Hired a car there, hit the 101 freeway. As soon as I do, big, get out of the way. I kid you not, they threw an orange at me. They're fully prepared to attack us Asian women drivers. Back here in Sydney, I hit Parramatta Road. You know, I take my time. This guy overtakes me. Beep, get out of the way, fucking Asian. I'm on the train and they tell me to fucking get out of the way. I'm waiting in line for coffee and they're yelling at me, you know? Life's tough as an Asian woman driver. I'm a single parent. Yeah, I have a 6-year-old, her name's Scarlett. The other day she came up to me and asked if she could watch a Disney movie. Now when it comes to Disney movie, I like Mulan because she's a hard worker, courageous, brave, and becomes a successful leader at the end. She also does everything she can to protect her single parent, right? And so I said to Scarlett, do you want to watch Mulan? Maybe someday you'd like to be like her. And she says, no, Mum, I want to be like Sleeping Beauty. She gets to sleep most of the movie, and at the end, she wakes up to a prince and a castle. And I was like, oh, sweetie, that only happens to white women. I've been teaching Scarlett about racism. You know, like how to really give it to the whites and the other ethnic minorities. Like, tell them to go back to where you come from. Get them before they get you, you know? No, I'm only kidding. There's no way I'm going to teach her that. I hate racists and the Japanese. So daylight savings ended not too long ago, right? We've been repeating this nonsense for centuries. Someone's got to put a stop to it, and it's not something I can do on my own, right? Like the fact that we put the clocks forward in spring and then put it back in autumn, like what's the point? In summertime, like my daughter doesn't go to sleep until 8 p.m. Doesn't go to sleep by 8 p.m. anymore because the sun's freaking still shining and there's kids playing outside. In winter, when it's cold and depressing, we've chosen to make it feel even longer and in darkness. Yeah? And the confusion, like I don't trust my car clock anymore. Like I will look at my car clock and mentally minus the time, like 1 hour from it now. And then someone will like unknowingly change it and then I'm still minusing 1 hour and then I'm like, fuck, where did that day go? Yeah? And the fact that one day the sun sets at 8 p.m. and then the next day, once the clock has been wound back, it gets dark at 5 p.m.? Like, how does that work, logically? I work in corporate. Yeah. The thing I hate most about work is those meetings that start with an icebreaker. Like the other day, we had one where they asked, if a genie could grant you 3 wishes, what would they be? And it came to my turn and I said, thinking on the spot, I'm like, world peace, good health, and success of this project. Pretty lame, yeah. I can't tell them what I really wish for. Like, it would be inappropriate. What I really wish for is to have a sexy hot boyfriend. Yeah. Now, if we're telling a real genie this, you need to be really specific, right? I don't want any misunderstandings. So I'm going to break it down like this for them. I want him to be handsome. I want him to be rich with money and assets, not something fluffy. Like I don't want him to be rich with kindness and love. And I want him to have a big dick. Not, the freaky, crazy big dicks. But yes, anyway. See, inappropriate. Anyway, I'll get out of everyone's way now. Thank you, you've been great.
Hey everyone, good to see you all here this afternoon. I want to give a big shout out to Emma and Jenny. Can we all give them a great round of applause? So, hi everyone, I am Dr. Liz. I am, well, thank you. I mean, I'm picking a little early if you're already cheery. So I am a behavioural scientist, so not technically a doctor. If you're down there bleeding out, the best I can offer you is some constructive feedback. Now, people do often ask me why I did a PhD. I tell them obviously it was for the self-induced suffering, total lack of social life, and the dim hope of getting upgraded to business class. Can you imagine? There I am, feet up, champagne glass in hand. Doctor, there's an emergency in 37D. Have you offered them some feedback? Okay, so the real reason I can't afford business class is because I've been married so many times, or actually divorced so many times. It's expensive. I'm on track to give Elizabeth Taylor a run for her money. Namesake. And my current husband, he's here tonight. Now, between us, we have 6 weddings. We like to think of ourselves as popular with divorce lawyers. I have a loyalty card. One more step, and I get a free divorce. Now I have a nickname for my husband. I call him Commando. Yes, because he was a commando, Royal Marine. Thank you for your service, honey. But also, when you've had as many husbands as I've had, their first names start to repeat. Now, Commando and I are high achievers, right? So me, PhD, him, elite military. Yeah. And we've had so many marriages. I mean, clearly we're excellent at commitment. Yeah. And we have all the Ds. So I have a PhD and ADD. He has ASD, OCD, PTSD. Honestly, it's not a marriage, it's a clinical trial. Sorry. So we're really competitive with each other, So I just want to make sure it's on the record. He might have more Ds than me, but mine's peer reviewed. Now, in all my years as a behavioural scientist, I've actually now discovered a foolproof way to diagnose if a middle-aged white woman has ADD and is in menopause. She'll tell you. Like right now. So seriously, I have to take my jacket off. Okay, that is way better. Okay, seriously, I'm sweating. I've got a waterfall of sweat running down my back. Okay, so now I haven't always been married. I did date once. For 4 months. He was 17 years younger than me. To make it even better, he was from down under. Now, you're not cheering loud enough. That must mean you don't know what that is. So to just clear things up here, that is a male dance review of strippers in Vegas. Thank you. That is better. Come to think of it, there's actually quite a few Ds in Thunder from Down Under too. I am your classic undiagnosed ADD 80s teenager. True story, I was expelled from school at 14. Yeah. Extremely good at making really poor life choices. Which probably explains all the husbands and my Thunder from Down Under phase. Sorry. Okay, so I should explain that I have forgotten exactly what I was going to say next, but that's fine. Oh, that is, I do remember, I did try therapy once. It didn't work out. So I got married again. Lucky for Commando though, because he wouldn't have got his turn. I love you, honey. Look, so with my ADD, I did really get lucky with the hyperfocus, right? Where I get really in the zone, no food, no water, and a complete disregard for my bladder. Does anyone else do that? Yeah, right. And so you've been sitting for hours and then you stand up and you currently realise you made a really poor life decision. And then you're like speed shuffling to the toilet at work going, my whole life dignity depends on this. Because it does. Now, I recently hit the big 50. I turned 50. Thank you. It is a lifelong ambition to reach 50. But my body is really starting to show the wear. So I have taken up some new sports, to stay fit and healthy. So I've taken up golf, pickleball, and Botox. This is my angry face. Now, in all these years, I've kind of reached a point in my life that I've realised that all of the degrees, the diagnoses, divorces, it's really just been one big, longitudinal study. And my conclusion is, I really love the D. All the Ds, but especially his. Thank you, everyone.
Hello! Oh, wow! Thank you so much. Gosh, you probably had a chance to give me a look up and down, and you're probably thinking, this guy looks like he's in the most overindulgent era of his life. I tell you, it's because I'm in a very comfortable, almost 2-year relationship. Thank you. We're gay, but we're not the fit gays. I tell you, I didn't actually always know that I was gay. I only figured it out in my early teens. But for everyone else around me, there were signs. Picture me at 6 years old, out on the field for cricket on a Saturday. Meanwhile, I'm just there in my own mind, practicing my steps to be a Holly Valance backup dancer. My partner, he's Vietnamese, and I've been getting to know the Vietnamese culture very well. We had the privilege of going there last year. He let me hold his dong out in public. Very special. It's the currency. His parents, though, they live here in Sydney and they run a nail salon. And I've often been curious, why do so many Vietnamese people run nail salons? So I finally asked them. And if you're wondering, you must know, they told me. It's because massages was already taken. I'm an eldest child, in case you can't tell. I've got 2 siblings. My sister, she also recently came out as gay. Really dulled my shine. That was kind of the only thing I had going on. If you're wondering what kind, she's a Birkenstocks lesbian, not a Doc Martens lesbian. Everyone's very happy for her, except my youngest brother, who's now representing the straight minority of the family. His acronym is NRL, AFL, UFC, TAB. I don't follow too many conspiracies, except for one, because I just don't think it gets enough attention. Nobody's talking about it. Himalayan pink salt. I think Himalayan pink salt is the divide between the good times and the bad times. In the good times, the before times, sure, we were post 9/11, but we were pre-Himalayan pink salt. Regular sea salt was no good, no more. And now we have Donald Trump, we have unprecedented times, and do you know what, worst of all? We have to buy our own shopping bags at the supermarket. I've seen lots of photos of Himalayan mountains. Not one of them is dusted pink. If it were true, I would be on the next expedition up Everest with my margarita glasses, ready to rin them at the summit for happy hour. Another craze I'm really getting into is Korean beauty. I need subtitles to read the shampoo bottle now. I was walking down the aisle of a shop and I was looking at all the things and I accidentally picked up a product that was actually from North Korea. I have a skin regime now. To be fair, completely misread it. I thought it was a wash for my North Korea, not my South Korea. Trying to be a bit more positive in life, so I started using the I'm feeling lucky button on Google more. Suddenly, every search comes with a smile. Do I have cancer? I'm feeling lucky. How long do I have left to live? I'm feeling lucky. At what age do they stop honouring Make-A-Wish? That's what I'm really worried about. I'm going to fall terminally ill, I'll be too old, and there'll be nothing to look forward to. They're not going to send Spider-Man to my bedside in my time of need, telling me his spidey sense says I'll get better soon. Wonder how Spider-Man searches the web. It's getting really expensive to celebrate all my friends' milestones. For one friend alone, I've celebrated their wedding, their 30th birthday, the arrival of a gorgeous new baby, and their divorce, all in the last 6 months alone. I've invested so much into this friendship, NFTs are starting to look attractive based on their return. It's a tough economy for everyone right now. Look at Madonna, she's got pop star money, she's nearing 70, and even she has to keep her career going. Poor thing. As a child, I wanted to be all sorts of things when I grow up. Queer comedian wasn't on the list, but news reporter was. I found in the end it was a very difficult industry to break into, but the job didn't seem all that so hard. I learnt early on you could get an easy top headline, front page headline with 3 simple, very overused words: breaks their silence. Everyone in the news, everyone being reported on, is just breaking their silence. I didn't realise as the audience we were just sitting here waiting for prolific comedians, politicians, convicted murderers who are just sitting there waiting to break their silence. The press loves it when Meghan Markle breaks her silence, whether it's over a romance, a funeral, a royal birthday snub. She's breaking silence like a cat on a countertop, pushing glass jars off. It's way overused. I think it would only be appropriate in the context of a newsworthy story for historical figures like Helen Keller. She could finally break her silence and let us know all the things she's heard and seen. If you can think of anyone else, please do indulge me. Thank you.
Yes, hi, my name is Emma. I work in tech, and I'm sure you've already clocked by now the big blonde hair in front of you, and I bet you're all thinking, my God, she looks like she's got a massive brain in there. And you'd be right, I do. I've been making some really great decisions recently. One of them was to start working on myself. Yeah. I haven't even told you the good bit yet. I have just lost 30 kilos. Yeah, it's all thanks to my $700 a month skinny pen. Either side works fine. My goal is actually to disappear when I stand on my side. Or just get blown away with a small gust of wind. Yeah. I do have to be really careful now on sidewalks because one wrong step, I could just fall down a crack into the abyss, flush down a drain, etc. Yeah. Clothes shopping has completely changed for me though. I can now do it IRL, that's in real life for those oldies in the room. Just like how the skinnies do it. Yeah. Before, when I used to go shopping, I would have to sift through heaps and heaps of clothes. I'd find something that I liked. Then I'd have to ask one of the shop assistants if it came in a larger size. To which she would then yell directly at me, "Oh my God, yes, you can find our plus sizes online!" Yeah, so now I'm in this really weird phase where everything fits me, but I just don't really trust it. Like, is that a top? Or do I buy the rest of it online? Yeah, I scared myself with that one. Yeah. Sorry, but I've worked too damn hard to emotionally process this part of my stomach. We're not now just going to release it back into the wild. Not with a crop top, no. Yeah. So I mentioned I work in tech. Yes, I'm a real woman in tech. Let's hear it. Yeah, we exist. We are a little bit hard to come by these days. You just need to know where to look. Yeah. When I'm not out celebrating International Women's Day, you can find me sitting in a room full of men trying to convince myself I belong there. But we're actually not that hard to find, where you can all find us, all of the women in tech, all at once, if you look hard enough. You can find us all somewhere on the spectrum. Yeah. Think of that woman in tech that you know. There's probably only one. Think of her now, lock her in. Yeah. Touch of the tisms. I'm not wrong. Yeah. Working in tech, people think that you know absolutely everything. And one of my favourite things that I get asked, which happens often, is, where actually is the cloud? And then it brings me so much joy and pleasure in giving them a little industry secret, something that we've been hiding this entire time. And so my answer is, nobody actually knows. Yeah, nobody knows where the cloud is. Nobody knows what the cloud is. We're all just winging it. We've all got one. We just don't know where it is. It doesn't actually matter what you say though anyway, because as soon as you start giving anyone any kind of intelligent-ish sounding answer, you can just see their eyes glaze over. Like they weren't actually interested in what you had to say. Well, sucked in, doofus! It was your idea to ask the neurospicy woman in tech a question. You're here now for the next 45 minutes. Yeah. Love tech. I drink a lot of Diet Coke. In fact, I drink so much Diet Coke that when I recently had my bloods done, the results came back and said that I'm now 96% phenylalanine, which I was quite concerned about. Turns out I'm fine. Doctor says I'm all right. It's just that my blood type has just now changed to 0 sugar. If I fell and grazed my knee, it'd just start fizzing. Yeah, we've all got our things. Yeah. You might like your Coke from a bag. I'm not judging. I get mine from a silver can, it's fine. And you know what? I don't actually need bag Coke. No. Because when you're on the spectrum, I don't know if you know this, but when you're on the spectrum, you can actually get your drugs subsidised by the PBS! Which feels actually more like a better deal for you than it is for me. Yeah, we've all got our things. Oh, yeah. Quick show of hands. Anyone here ever kissed a cousin? No hands. All right, well, statistically, one of you here is lying. You're just not brave enough to admit it. Yeah. I see you. Forget the light, I see you. It's actually not illegal here in Australia to kiss a cousin, no? Just in case you were tempted. You can, legally. You want to know how I know that? Well, I'll tell you. It's because I married mine. Alright, calm down, we're not freaks. Much. Yeah, it's not illegal. I married mine and now I've got a husband. Yeah, you liked that, didn't you? Cousin kisser. Yeah, it's not illegal, but it is quite fun to tell people. It's not that weird. People have been doing it for centuries. It's quite a regal thing to do, to kiss cousins. Actually marry them. The British royal family, they've been doing it for years. But it is actually, our relationship is not as fucked up as some family trees. For example, The ancient Egyptians. Anyone ever heard of the ancient Egyptians? Yeah, their family trees are fucked. They're like brothers, sisters, mums and daddies. It's like Paddy's markets, but for brothers. We're just cousins, so it's actually fine. Yeah, once we did find out that we were cousins, though, we did not let that stop us. I'm not a quitter. I'm a woman in tech. Yeah, love is love, right? If anyone was wondering what the I in LGBTQIA stands for, anyone guesses? No?
Intersex.
Oh, it's actually not. It's incest. So close. So close. So close. Yeah, we've all got our things. Yeah. Don't you judge me. I will not judge you. Yeah, at the end of the day, whether you're a recovering fat person, like myself, whether you have a drug addiction, like myself, or whether you come from an incestuous family, you will not hear judgment from me. I do not have the moral high ground. All I am is a woman in tech with a coke addiction and a husband. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Celeste. Thank you for coming out to see comedy. It is important. Get tickets to the Sydney Comedy Festival. It's good to have a laugh. Also, it's good to get dressed up, isn't it? Comedians, typically, they tend to dress up, don't they? I love getting dressed up. So I had fun this morning picking out my outfit. I tend to spend way too much money, though, on the fits. Like, it's a bit obscene. Sorry, Simon. The thing is, I really shouldn't, because no matter what I wear, I always end up looking 12. You would not believe the amount of emails from Jeffrey Epstein I've had to send to my spam account. It's ridiculous. So you can laugh, but eternal youth is no joke. It's really not. It's pretty inconvenient. I got carded yesterday, Anzac Day, what's happening there? I got carded trying to buy cocaine. I was like, dude, I'm 34 years old. I've been buying from you for years. A drug dealer with a moral compass. It's good to know where the line is, right? A cheap one. Not the bag, the joke. Yeah, so he was looking into my dinner plates, and I could see the cogs spinning in his head. He was trying to work out how this creature has walked the dusty earth for 34 years and remained in such pristine condition. Like mint. Like straight out of my mum's box. Do you want to know my secret? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm a witch. Witches, they do exist, and they have great skin. So it's a bit of a process. You've got to sell your soul, but I think selling your soul for eternal youth is a pretty good deal, really. There are some famous witches out there that have done it. I'll give you one. I reckon she's a witch. Gwyneth. Now just say it with me, right? Gwyneth. Right? That's not a name. It's a fucking incantation. But do not say it 3 times in a row, or she'll manifest and sun your perineum. It's very important. So there are a couple of other things you can do to work on the anti-aging. You can actually go on the dark web and buy placenta anti-aging face cream. Yes, people, you've got to go on the dark web, but people are paying to rub a woman's afterbirth on their faces. Which I think is why Elon Musk keeps having all those kids, right? It's for the placentas. I I don't actually think it's working. He's such a creep, isn't he? He's starting to look like one of the crash test dummies that they use. Just like a battered man with no personality. No personality. Yeah. So even for the tech giants, there is just, the truth is that there is no amount of faith, of like salmon sperm face serum that you can buy to stop the clock on aging. You have to, as I said, turn to the dark arts. However, the dark arts don't take afterpay. They don't. It's expensive to look trendy. So I had to pick up a side hustle. I married my sugar daddy. It was great. It was great for a while. It turns out, though, he's not a sugar daddy. He's just an older man. I love him to bits. I really do. He's my life. But it's hard being married to an older man. Sometimes. He's not so concerned about staying in mint condition anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if he were a comic book, he has been out of his plastic sleeve a long time. And he has had many women and a couple of men fondle his pages. His pages are all like puffy now. You know how they get puffy so you can't put it back in the sleeve? Which is actually fine because I like it with the sleeve off. So, what I've noticed about marriage is like a loyalty reward card program where the more years you've been married, every year you've been married, you get your reward card punched. So the first year of marriage, you get your card punched. And you get a handbag maybe, your 5th year, you get your card punched. You get a trip to Europe. You hold out for your 10th year, your 10th card punch, you get to have an affair. and really get your card punched. Yeah. So I inherited my husband from his first wife, which meant she did all the wait time. So she basically handed me over a fully punched reward card that I get to cash in whenever I want. It's awesome. Thank you, everybody. That's me. Don't forget to sun your buttholes. It's important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're so kind. He said run up, but man, I can't run up. I'm 71. Anyone feeling sorry for me? You should be. Look, just because it's expected, I'm going to share my pronouns with you. My pronouns are was, were, and could have been. But the good news is I identify as a 30-year-old in Jimmy Barnes' body. Yeah? Some people say there is a bit of a resemblance. Yeah? Maybe the hair, what do you reckon? Yeah. Thank you. I can't see you, but thank you very much. But here's the thing, right? I guarantee you there's no resemblance between Jimmy's bank account and mine, and I fucking bet that Jimmy had way more sex in his 20s than I ever had. My wife thinks I'm an attention seeker. Like occasionally, very occasionally, we go shopping together, right? And Westfield, right? And I went up in a department store, Myers or David Jones or something. She goes off and does her thing, and I'm like hanging around. What do I do? You know, so sometimes, or actually fairly often, I'll approach a real shopper, yeah, with a completely straight face, and I'll go, "Is someone looking after you?" And you can imagine some of the looks I get, right? You can imagine, which is really weird. But I tell you what's really even weirder. Sometimes they ask me for help. Sometimes they say, can you show me where this department is or that department is? And that's where I go, hang on, I look around, it's very hard to do this in shopping. So I go and see Fred over there, he'll help you out. And they go, thanks very much, I could be wearing like t-shirt, shorts and thongs. And I say, go and see Fred, he'll help you out. And I walk away and I'm like really chuffed, like unpaid middle management. Yeah? Now, actually, my wife loves shopping, just not with me. Yeah. The other day I went to get my passport renewed, yeah? $450. $450 for a 10-year passport. Do you think I might be a bit optimistic? Anyway, the guy takes my photo and he hands it to me and he says, "Can you sign the back of it?" And I sign the back of it and I look at the photo and it is the worst fucking photo. No joke, you're laughing. It was one of those things, you know how someone takes a photo of you and you go, "No, I hate that, get rid of it. It was the worst photo I've ever seen of me, and I'm thinking, fuck, I've got to live with this for 10 years. And then the thought occurred to me, if I make it, and I thought, if I don't, do I get a refund? You know how sometimes really bad things in hindsight turn out to be good things? Yeah, sometimes they do. Well, I got really lucky with my career. I got fired from nearly every job I had until I was 26. I got a job at Franklin's stacking supermarket shelves. I lasted one night. Got the same job at Coles. I lasted 5 nights. That's a 400% improvement, right? I went home really chuffed with myself and I ate the whole packet of jelly beans I took on my way out as a redundancy payment. Yeah? I thought I well deserved it. I had a job in a morgue for a short while. I was a cleaner in a morgue. Quite enjoyed that job. It was a very quiet workplace. No one was hassling me. But even I knew it was a dead-end job. And then I got a job as a night porter in London, having to work at night. And the guy I was working with, I was supposed to replace, he was studying to be a doctor. And he was to show me everything that I needed to do. Well, while he was showing me everything I needed to do, I ended up sleeping on the couch in reception, feeding him. He thought it was hilarious. But, ironically, he became a doctor, and I learned how to delegate while doing fuck all. Yeah. Then I went and lived in a house full of Scientologists. Talk about fucking weird. Seriously. It's a very money-obsessed organisation. I told that joke earlier and no one laughed either, but it is. Some of these things you've got to cut out of your act if you want to keep on going. But it's a very money-obsessed organisation. I wasn't sure whether they actually liked me or my credit card. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. That's when I went on a search for much deeper and cheaper answers to the big questions of life. And I found Buddhism. I did. I love Buddha. Buddha gets straight to the point. He says, "You're all fucked in the head." Now I'm paraphrasing, but not by much. And Buddha says, the cause of us all being fucked in the head is desire. Desire, meaning that most of the time you would like life to be different to how it actually is. Yeah? Desire. Most of the time you'd like life to be different to how it actually is. Like, I'm betting this girl over here is wishing I wasn't here right now. Yeah? She's nodding. My wife, as I said, is really into shopping. If we really wanted to embarrass her, she's sitting down there and we could shout out, "Hi, Sandy! Hi, Sandy!" Thank you very much. She's into shopping. She's not into Buddhism at all, right? Not into Buddhism at all. Even after I told her that Buddha never once mentions wearing Lululemon as a path to enlightenment. Never once. I know for sure because I checked it on ChatGPT. Right? Now, in line with my Buddhist practice, and I have a policy of not killing anything, we don't kill anything, basically. My wife calls me in the kitchen the other night, she says, "Fucking get rid of that moth." "What moth? What do you want me to do with it?" She says, "Kill it." "I'm not killing that moth. What's it doing? It's mistaking the kitchen light for the sun." I mean, have some compassion. Have some compassion. So literally, I spent 10 minutes tracking this moth, and catching it, right? And I had it in my hands, and I could feel its wings fluttering in my hands, and it was perfectly intact, right? And I got outside, a very spiritual moment, very deep. I gently opened my hands and I watched it fly away, and I went, wow. And within 3 seconds, a bird swooped down and ate it. I went back inside and told my wife. She said, why did you bother? Good question. See ya.
Hello, yes. Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Lohit, that is my name. I know it's a difficult one to pronounce, difficult one to remember. It kind of sounds like a boxing penalty. That's a low hit, mate. Can't do that. Keep it above the belt. No, that's like high hit, low hit. That's what I gotta say to every single person I've ever met in my entire life. It's like a memory technique, you know, which is really annoying. But not so bad. My cousin's name is Sakdeep, so I don't know what memory tricks he needs to use. Yeah, you've forgotten me already? Well, let me remind you. I love Sakdeep. But we get into arguments all the time. Sakdeep's deaf, so every time the argument gets a bit too heated, I just turn off the lights. I don't want to hear it. But I've learned a lot of sign language from him, which is, you know, I'm really proud of myself for that. And I decided to, thank you. And I met another deaf person once, and I decided to, you know, try it out outside the family, see how good I am, you know. And I introduced myself, you know, to the fucking high hit, low hit thing that I do. And this guy did not know what the fuck I was talking about. It turns out Indian Sign Language and Australian Sign Language are two separate languages. This guy must have thought I was taking the absolute piss. I was trying to say, hey, how are you? Instead, it translated to, go fuck your mother. Well, it's an accident. I accidentally offend people sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it happens to me. I went on a date one day with a girl, and she said, oh, you're pretty good looking for a Pakistani guy. Excuse me? It's not the compliment you think it is. I'm Indian. Someone once called me a short king. Just leave out the short. Just call me a king. I hate being short. The reason why, like my parents, when we were younger, so line us up, siblings, cousins, next door neighbors, everybody, see who's growing the fastest. It's humiliating. One day I just had enough. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Why? Because I'm 37 years old, Mom. I told us I'm gonna grow. I'm not gonna grow anymore. I'm 37. So that means I was in high school when 9/11 happened. Now that was fun. I got a lot of bullying. I told my dad, they called me a terrorist. It's funny. He's like, oh, you just tell them you're Indian, son. Problem solved. Well, they just moved from 9/11 jokes to 7/11 jokes. Thanks, Dad. Didn't work. No. But I am Indian. When people meet me, they think they're gonna learn something, like something about my culture. Like, they're thinking Northern India. I'm from Northern Beaches. I don't know shit about India. I'm probably more white than you guys. You know? I got a gluten intolerance. I got lactose intolerance. Spice intolerance is like mayonnaise. That's it. They call me coconut. You know, brown on the outside, white on the inside. Indian cream pie, if you will. That's inappropriate. I'm trying to be more cultured. You know, I'm learning Punjabi again to better communicate with my grandparents. I'm learning sign language to better communicate with my cousin. I'm learning Thai. It's for a thing. Don't worry about it. Just a big fan of ping pong. That's my time, guys. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm so very, very excited to do this set together with all of you. Look, my name's David Chin. My friends call me Chinny. I'm a bit, you know, chubby. Double chinny. That's why. Look, I got a lot of friends here tonight. Shout out to my friends from work. A lot of them reported to me, so that was it was mandatory attendance. You know what? My boss is here tonight as well. April, she's very, very amazing. She's just come back from a trip from the US, 2 weeks trip this morning. She's cancelled a weekly family dinner, and she has actually came out here to support me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is leadership or poor decision making. I'm really under pressure now to be really, really funny, so keep those clapping coming through. Look, another section of my friends are my Buddhist friends. They are the calm ones in the group. They actually cannot laugh at anything. They are enjoying this whole event internally. But sad to say, Phil had more jokes about Buddhism than I'll have. Look, my family's here. Josh, my son, he's 22, still living at home, and doesn't have any concept of household chores or helping out with anything. But being a Buddhist, there's always still hope. He came up to me the other night and he said, "Hey Dad, you work so hard, you love me, you've done everything for me. You know what? I'm gonna cook you dinner." I went, "What the fuck just happened there? Have I won the lottery or what?" So come dinner time, he says, "Hey Dad, what would you like to eat? I'll order from Uber Eats and I'll pay by your credit card." Thank you very much, Josh. You are such a treasure. Look, my wife is out here sitting in the front, Hey, Mona. She is, her friends call her the dragon. She's powerful, she's strong, she's not very silent. I should have asked more questions before we got married. Look, people that don't know me, I look like someone that might be doing your tax return. So, but relax. I'm not out here for your tax file number. I've already got them. And you know what? I've also got your credit card. Because who do you think is going to pay for my Uber Eats? Look, 3 things that people may or may not know about me. First thing is, hiya! I'm a first Dan black belt in Taekwondo. Secondly, I'm a Buddhist. And thirdly, I love my wife and I'm happily married. But you would think that having the skill and mastery of the black belt Taekwondo, the art of winning, that will be very, very useful in my marriage. But let me tell you this, it is fucking absolutely useless. Because in a marriage, I've mastered the art of losing. Because the more you lose is the more you win. Go figure. At work, I am paid to win. And my boss, April, is very happy about that. But at home, I pay when I win. I pay emotionally, I pay financially, and I pay immediately. At work, everyone listens to me. At home, I've got to listen to my wife very intently. Let me have you say, when she calls my name, David! Holy shit. That's not an invitation to a conversation. I'm already wrong. When did I do that? What did I do? When did I do that? Yesterday? Tomorrow? 2012 when a sister last visited? But everything's all right. Being a Buddhist, I'm always hopeful. As I scan the room and I see people that are married or in a relationship laughing very softly, and some of you has even done the full Buddhist, enjoying the event introspectively, not because you've achieved enlightenment, but you are happily in a relationship, like me. So, let me be serious for a second. Let me talk about something that is my other love. Actually, Australia. I'm a Malaysian-born Chinese. I've been in the country for over 40 years, since I was 12. And I always found Australia to be an absolutely optimistic country. I have not experienced a day of racism in the 40 years that I've been here. In my group of friends, everyone is so optimistic. We've got one friend, never has any money, they call him Richie. Another one, double amputee in a wheelchair, they call her Speedy. And me, I've been married for years, haven't had sex, they call me that fucking Chinese. But you know what? It is the lucky country after all. And I do hope to get lucky on my birthday. And looking forward to the future. Me and my wife, we had a chat about tonight. She says, you know what? You know, if you do well, you get your Netflix special and I'll be your manager. I went, what the fuck? You're already my manager. Look, I'm lucky. I'm happily married, double chin, married to the dragon. And me being a Buddhist, I can always turn all the losing moments into winning. Thank you very much.
My goodness. Hi everyone. My name's Alex. Thank you all for being here. Straight off the bat, I did want to address the two elephants in the room. Yes, I have massive tits. Yes, they are real. Shout out to my mum. And yes, I did catch you looking at them. I always know when someone's looking at them because, to be honest, everyone is always looking at them. Yeah, you know, it's a real asset on a date. You know, I play with my necklace for a little bit, see if their eyes take the bait, let them linger down to the cleavage. But then the barista is just waiting for me to take my coffee. Like, what the hell is going on? I'm not actually on a date, I'm just waiting on my double shot caramel frappuccino, so that's a fun one. But I recently turned 30. Has anyone been 30 here before? Yeah, it's amazing. It's really fun turning 30. Those that aren't 30 hate you. But it's really great when you turn 30 and everyone you know is getting married and having babies, and you're still thinking the hot barista is checking out your tits. Yeah, it's a tough gig, you know. But I just forgot my little words. But oh, don't worry, guys. I have been on a date before. Oh gosh, I blanked. Oh no. I got it. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. Good news is, I'm really proud to say, I've never had a boyfriend. Yeah, thanks for the support. The bad news is, I'm an only child. So yeah, maybe that's the reason. But you know, don't worry, I have been on dates before, heaps of dates. These puppies are dick magnets, so yeah, don't have any issues getting on them. But you know, I can see on the face, like the boyfriend thing does come up on a date. You know, I can see that they're like trying to suss me out. What's this girl's red flag? Is she crazy? They do eventually find out though, at 1 a.m. when they're chained to my bed. And they don't remember how they got there. Yeah. It's alright, there's some perks to never having a boyfriend though, you know. I've got all the firsts to look forward to. The first sexy trip together, the first Christmas together, the first time he wants to wee on you. It's a fun one, it's a good one. But you know, I'm so good at being single, you know. I'm really good at being single. I can put IKEA flat packs together all by myself. Thank you. Yeah, it says to bring your own boyfriend, but there's pictures, so it's all good. It's great. All I need is I'm a Barbie girl playing on in the background and my strap-on. Tool belt, strap-on tool belt, you dirty fucks. Yeah, I just, you know, when I'm finished building, I colour in the pictures. It's like a little reward. It's great. Yeah. Being single has become so ingrained in my personality. When someone asks me who I'm with, I'm like, Aussie Broadband. Yeah, but it's okay. I've got some lovely couple friends in my life who I love and adore very much. But they're always saying, Alex, you'll meet someone when you least expect it. And I'm like, it's fine to say that when you already have met someone, you know? It's so much easier to say that. But what does it actually mean, you know? What does it mean when you least expect it? Is it a surprise party? Is it blunt force head trauma? Should I just wait for it to slap me in the tits? Like, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm tired of being nonchalant, you know? Let's bring back chalant. Yeah, I've tried it all. I've tried falling out of trees near outdoor gyms, looking confused at the trolley section in Woolies, like, how did these things work? Setting off the fire alarm in my apartment building. Yeah, nothing seemed to have clicked yet. Yeah, that's right. My couple friends, you know, they haven't ever had to use Hinge before, you know? They don't even know what Tinder is or the apps. They're like, oh, I could never use the apps. It's so weird to me. But then they're like, can I go swiping for you? Oh my God, it's so much better than Candy Crush. I love it. But then you wake up the next morning and they've matched you with Mr. Potato Head. Oh, so much better than what I could have done. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's all right. But no, I'm on Hinge. Yeah, I'm on Hinge. I've signed up to Hinge. And I had to set myself a time limit, you know, 3 minutes only. Kind of like the guys that I've dated before. And yeah, I can only do 3 minutes because, you know, Hinge have delivered me some absolute standouts of late. I have Zach, who he told me straight out that he couldn't date me because he had a broken penis. So that was a fun one. And then Zach, you know, he ended things by saying, you know, actually, I didn't hear from him for a little while, and turns out he went to prison. And then Nick, well, you know, he told me that he didn't feel the nebulous spark he was looking for. Nebulous spark? That's not a breakup. That's a rejected astrology reading. Oh, God. But yeah, we're in a conversation crisis though, people, you know. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with a guy that's 30 on a date? No. They don't ask you a damn question. You know, I would try and find out a little bit about them. I leave with their whole life story. And they tell me, you know, all their memories, the name of the childhood dog, the anime character they used to jerk off to. Nothing for me. It's like getting them to use a condom, you know? They have to swindle them into it, make them think it's their idea. That's fun. But Hinge Premium, you know, it can't even save the singles, you know? I paid $39.99 a month, and you can't filter for a personality, turns out. One guy messaged me saying he wished he was as strong as the straps on my top. It's like Shakespeare, isn't it? I was like, congrats, you have eyes. But maybe use them to find a gym, you know? And it was this top too. Oh, ruined it for me, but I brought it up tonight. Anyway, we've been Alex. Thank you so much.
Wow, look at you all. Some of you anyway, I can't see all of you. Beautiful crowd, beautiful, beautiful crowd. Yeah, my name is Sam. My surname is Addis. Now, I've got a problem with Addis because it's spelled A-D-E-S, pronounced Addis. And I'm in the doctor's surgery and I get, the doctor will see you now, Mr. AIDS. Fucking disease. Another problem? You want to hear another problem? Yeah? Okay, we've all got problems. We all see therapists. We're like Americans. Anyway, I had this relationship. I've never had much good relationships. Had this relationship. Her name was Ethel. Short for ethanol. Anyway, Ethel had 2 Irish wolfhounds. Now, they were beautiful, beautiful dogs. They're gorgeous dogs, these dogs. They jump up on you and lick you and kiss you. But they slept in bed with us at night, and I didn't know where to put my legs, body. One morning I woke up, I said, Ethel, I can't sleep. It's me or the dogs. What do you think the answer was? The dogs! You got it in one. Oh, what can I say? I finally did get married. I married her. Thank you. All right. Married a beautiful girl, a Japanese girl called Yumi. And Yumi most people think when I say I'm married to a Japanese girl, you know, they think demure, shy. Yumi is not like that. Yumi is from Osaka. She is bold and confident and fucking mad. Yumi's great. You know, oh, freeze, love this. Yeah, anyway, it'll come. Keep laughing while I'm thinking. Yeah, so, anyway, Yumi's great. Yumi's lovely. So, she's got this lovely thing, you know, when she sees me off to work in the morning, she says these beautiful words. She says, "Aishiteru," which means I love you. Then she says, "Kiotsukete," which means please take care. And then she says, "GFM," which means get the fucking money. So how do I get the fucking money? I go out, I sell Egyptian cotton 1,000 thread sheets. I sell door to door. It's great fun. Now these sheets, they don't worry, I'm not trying to sell to you, but they wash really well. They're so nice to sleep in, and they're stolen. I'll give you an idea why they're stolen. You see, Davy Jones gets them through the front door midday. I get them out the back door midnight. That's how it happens. So I'm selling my Egyptian cotton sheets, and I travel 6 hours a night to get to a place. I travel, and I need to get to where I'm going, and I leave early in the morning, and I arrive. I'll give you an example. Last week I went to Ningen. Has anyone ever been to Ningen? Ningen, and well, you'd know this. There is a fucking 50-foot statue. You know what the statue is? A bogan. Could you imagine what I have to put up with? Now the bogan, next to the bogan, he's got his tank top on and his thongs and his shorts and he's got his dog next to him, and the dog is an Irish wolfhound. Yeah, that was a nice memory. Anyway, I want to get there on time because I've driven it's about 7 hours to get to Ningen, so I want to get there on time, and I'm driving, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing this black mass in the distance. And I'm driving, I'm getting closer. You know what that black mass was? Fucking cows. Hundreds and hundreds of cows walking nonchalantly across the road. I'm thinking, will you fucking move? I want to go, I want to get to Ningen. See all the nice bogans, some sheets. One cow has left the herd, come up to the windscreen. Like, you know how cows do, they looked at me like this. As if to say, as if we give a shit. So, I did my selling, it's a great day, I had a good day. And I went home, and my beautiful wife Yumi, she's met me at the front door. And again she said, "Aishiteru," which means I love you. And she said, "Okari nasai," which means welcome home. And then she says, "WTFM," which means where's the fucking money? Thank you, you've been lovely.
Hi, how's everyone going? Hope I'm not too loud for your ears. Let's address the elephant in the room. I look like your high school PE teacher. It's a little too enthusiastic about the basketball team. Go Bears! Woo! Well, in reality, I'm actually not that in shape. I took up marathon running recently. Around my first marathon here, you can see the bib. Did it for charity. I think it's going pretty well. I've got enough money to make one postcard. And I'll send it when I make the other $2. But yeah, so I actually did this marathon in front of the children's hospital, and they brought out a bunch of kids in gowns. You know, these were obviously sick kids. And I tried my best to run. It's my first time running around 10 kilometers. And then I crashed on the line because I was so tired. one of the little kids was next to me. He reached down, he held his hand out, he threw me $50. And he said, "You can keep the change." Well, I actually really love running. It builds character. You learn that you can't eat until you're done. It's kind of like doing maths homework as a kid. No, it was great. My mom really instilled the hunger in me. When I was a kid, I think I physically peaked as a kid. I know this because my parents tell me. They used to tell me, "Wow, you're so big, so strong." Now they send me links to my local gym. I asked my dad, "Hey, do you have group discount? Does this gym do group discounts?" I do take after my dad, after all. Yeah, so when I was a kid, my mom was really strict. She didn't let me eat any fast food. She said, "You never really know what's inside of it." I said, "Mom, we eat chicken feet, goose necks, and snail butts, you know? And McDonald's beef patties are really where we draw the line." So I have some workmates here. Woo! Everyone raise your hands. I work in Surrey Hills. Surrey Hills is a very interesting place. Everyone who's there is either a rich tech bro or they're a backpacker from Europe. Now I somehow managed to be both. I work in tech, but I have the income of a backpacker from Europe. So I've been trying to save up for a house recently. You know, the house price has been rough. So I stopped having my daily coffees. But I switched to matcha. Yeah, now I have an application for a share house. I'm a kind of a weird guy, actually. So my girlfriend's in the crowd. She can attest to that. You know, I love it. One thing I love to do with my girlfriend is I love to squeeze her really hard. Not to hurt her, just to make sure that she's actually real. But she is, so, because she, yeah. Well, yeah, so recently I set up an AI agent to reply to my girlfriend's texts. Because I've been working a little too late and I can't reply. But she found out really quickly and she got really mad at me. She asked the agent, well, she sent me a text saying, "Hey, can you pick up some medicine for my migraine?" And the agent said, "Sorry, I'm not a licensed doctor and I can't offer you this." Yeah, so recently my girlfriend's been feeling a little distant. Like she hasn't really been looking at me much. I always see her holding her phone. So one day when she went to the bathroom, I checked the phone. It turns out that the AI agent is now sending her memes and calling her baby. So, you know, when I worked my first job, I actually worked a job at Macca's. My mom said I really needed some real world experience. So if anyone needs help degreasing an industrial frying pan, you know, I'm open for jobs. I also learned how to be a heavy machine operator at Macca's. So I can tell you why the ice cream machine doesn't work. But I am also responsible making sure that it doesn't. Let's get some energy in here. Woo! Keep it going. So, do you want to come on? It's trade secrets. I can't really say that. So, on my first shift on the lunch break, my manager said, "I can have anything on the menu." I asked him, "How many pages of maths homework do I have to do?" And he said, "Well, all you have to do is recite the McDonald's menu from back to front, and I'll give it to you." When I was working at Macca's, let's give it some more energy. Come on. When I was working at Macca's, you guys heard that twice, right? Guys, give me a second. I have to read out my report card. Make sure that all my students have submitted their homework. Yeah. Well, like I was saying, working at Macca's, you know, I really learned that, you know, it was a really valuable experience. I really learned the value of $1. You get 2 teenage kids working 12-hour shifts. You know that, I know, I can understand if you don't love that. But yeah, anyways, my dinner's ready and I haven't finished my homework. So guys, I gotta leave you. See you later.